remember how I redid my sewing room recently? Cleo's not talking, it's me, but she's just sitting there. So I redid my sewing room and redecorated it, and I did it like the Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou themed, and I don't like it. I don't like the layout, I don't like the colours, I don't like the room as a whole, and it needs to change. So let me show you where we're at. Here is all the fabric. This is fine. I'm just thinking of that meme with the dog where everything's on fire and he's like, this is fine. No, this is actually fine. So this is working well. I can see what I've got. This is good. The location of it is fine. I don't mind it. This is my bookcase with my sewing books and my sewing patterns on. Again, this is working quite well. It's got some junk on top, well, more patterns and stuff. And I've obviously got even more patterns now that I need to find homes for. So something needs to change there. I've got over here my knitting and crochet stuff in the IKEA Kallax. Cross-stitch things in the basket on top. Lovely plant. It's my softbox light. I've got another one of those, but no room to put it anywhere. Here's Emmy, the skinny mannequin. You may notice some boxes here. These are IKEA purchases, and we'll come on to that in a moment. Here's the mirror and me. Hi. And then over here we've got, oh God, so just, what? Don't interrupt me when I'm filming, it's rude. Thank you. So we've got my thread on the wall, really like that up there, and the pegboard, useful. Could do with another pegboard actually, with some more like storage for small things. My long desk with my 3 machines on, my cover stitch machine that I still haven't got to grips with yet, but you know, there we are. My machine in the middle there, and then my overlocker. I could have done without this long desk, to be honest. I could have made do with a smaller desk, but I've got it now, so we're going to use it. Now what I need to do is rearrange this room, because I have got here, this box, this massive box, is for a cutting table. So this is the tabletop. 160 millimeters, no, wrong, 160 centimeters. 160 millimeters would be a tiny cutting table. 160 centimeters by 80 centimeters. Plenty of room for cutting out fabrics. Then I've also bought another one of these Kallax units. So the idea is to turn that round, have the other one the other end, table over the top. Potentially might need a leg in the middle to stabilise, we'll see. And I've got some strong Velcro to attach the tabletop to the top of the Kallax units, because I want to be able to take it apart and move it if I need to. So the plan is this weekend to rearrange this room and put all the junk away. And yeah, so I'm thinking of moving this desk round onto that wall, and it will stop the door opening a bit, but the door I never have it fully open anyway, because that leads to the conservatory and it's quite cold out there. So I'm thinking desk round onto that wall, cutting table here, and then the bookcase that's standing here can go over in front of the window maybe. So yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. Hi. And we'll come back this weekend and put the plan into action. So I've just been in the sewing room measuring and planning, and I think this is going to be the way I'm going to do it. So this is the doorway looking in from the living room. So the bookcase that's currently along there, I'm going to turn it on its side and put it there. The desk that's along here, I'm going to move onto the other wall. I could put the mirror against this wall then. Great. Here's the door to the conservatory. I've got a radiator here, and I think I'm going to put the cutting table that way round. So it's 160 long, but this wall is 240 long, so that would give me 80 centimetres, so nearly a metre to get by here. And I'm taking off maybe 20 centimetres with the bookcase. So should still have over half a metre space to walk around the cutting table. And then there'll be a space here, hopefully, to get round, because there's the IKEA units in front of the window now. That's going to be under the cutting table. Stairs are here. The fabric racks are going to stay where they are. I'm hoping this will give me enough room to move around, and also I can access 3 sides of the cutting table, which should be plenty enough for me to comfortably cut out instead of scrabbling around like I do at the moment with a really small table. The door will hit the corner of the desk, but the door will open enough to get through. I don't have the door fully open now anyway because it's cold. I always have it pushed to, but enough so Cleo can go out there because her food and that's out there. But yeah, it will come to the desk. So I'll put something on the corner of the desk so the desk doesn't get duffed up. If it becomes a problem, I've got a shorter desk. So I've got a desk half the size. So I could always put that there. I could even get another desk and put it there and have like an L shape. But this should give me room to like have my ironing board out when I need it. And also the sockets are here and I can't get to them at the moment, so they'll be under the desk, which means I can plug all my machines in under the desk, which is great. And there's also a socket over here that I can plug an extension cable into, so if I needed to use the iron, for example, I could set it up. I could even use my mini ironing board on the cutting table. I think this should work. Tomorrow we will see. I'll probably bring as much out of the room as possible. I don't have to move all the fabric, so that's good. But I'll probably bring out as much as I can. I need to build the furniture, the other Kallax unit and the cupboards that go in the Kallax unit and the little drawer thing, shelf things I bought, so I can have some more storage. And then my pegboard's on the wall over here, so that can stay there. And my thread thing is on the wall as well, so it'll be above the desk. And I think that will actually work out really well. Hopefully, and I will repaint that room at some point. It's going to become my dining room eventually, but this is temporary sewing room until I can move it upstairs. I'm quite happy with this plan. I think it should work. Fingers crossed. Good morning. The horrors persist, and so do I. I'm very tired today. I had very crazy dreams last night. It was weird. But anyway, today is the day of sorting out the sewing room. I am going to have some breakfast first. What's going on with my hair? I always put my hair like this when I'm doing stuff, just out of the way, but it's because it's quite long now, it flops to the side, and I'm just like, do you know what, whatever. Anyway, yeah, so plan for today, I need to get everything out of the sewing room that doesn't need to be in there while I'm moving stuff around. Now, I don't have to unpack everything. I'm hoping I can move the desk without taking it apart, because attaching it to the top of the cupboard and the drawers was really, really difficult. I don't want to unattach those because it's really annoying. So I'm going to try and move the whole unit without undoing it. I think this is going to be a difficult ask. I'm probably going to have to take them apart, but I really don't want to be on my knees trying to screw the desktop to the cupboard again and the drawers, because it was really difficult. It would help if I had someone here to help me, but I don't, so there we go. We'll do what I can on my own. I also need to build another Kallax unit, and I need to put the legs on both Kallax units. And then I need to lift the massive tabletop on top of both Kallax units and Velcro it down. I've bought some like industrial strength Velcro to keep the tabletop on the Kallax units, because I didn't want to like screw into them. I'm not going to be using the table for that rigorous of a job. It's just cutting out fabric. So I thought if I just Velcro it to the top, I can take it off and take it apart easily if I move or move rooms, which I will be doing at some point. So yeah, that's the plan for today. So I don't really have the energy for this, but I'm going to do it. A friend of mine and I have decided to start a podcast. It's not sewing related, it's just general topics. A lot about like dating and relationships and things. and we filmed the first episode last night, and it involved me. That's my washing machine, if you can hear the noise. It involved me staying up past my bedtime, which is about 6 p.m. these days. And normally I go to bed early and I sit and watch a movie or read a book or do some cross stitching. But yeah, last night I was up way past my bedtime. And yeah, so we recorded the first episode of the podcast, and it wiped me out. I don't know why. I don't know if it was because I was socialising or just it's just the end of the week, and I've worked 5 days and I'm tired. The 5 day working week needs to go away. Like by the end of the fourth day, I'm exhausted. I can stop there. Let me have 3 days off. The first day to be exhausted, and then the second and third days to actually have a weekend. That would be great. But yeah, so we recorded that last night and it was fun, but I'm tired. So today the urge to do nothing is strong. But I've got the whole weekend. I don't have to do this all in one go. I'll just do as much as I can, and I know that once I start, I'll have a bee in my bonnet about it and I'll need to finish it. So I just really hope that little plan I made, where is that? Here. That my little plan, I hope it works. I really hope it all fits. I mean, it should fit. I checked the measurements, but I hope there's as much room as I think there will be to get around things. But yeah, first job, take everything out that doesn't need to be in there. Create some space so that I can actually build the furniture I need to build, and then start moving things around. It's exciting. It is really exciting. I'm excited to have a new layout, and I hope it's going to like give me that sort of like excitement to sew again. I mean, I've got the excitement to sew, but I'm never really drawn to sewing because it's like, oh, I have to cut out fabric, and I hate cutting out fabric because my table's too small, so the fabric always hangs off the edge, which is bad because it can distort the grain line and everything. My table's too low, so it hurts my back. I have to do it in the living room, and there's not enough room in here, so I can only access like one or two at a push. So like the one long side of the table and then one short side, which isn't great. I really need to be able to go around both long sides. And I just hate cutting out. I despise it. I despise it. But this table should actually make it easier because it's long enough to have, you know, like 1.5 meters of fabric laid out, which is usually enough to sort of put out most of your pattern pieces, and see how they fit. Because I don't usually follow the layout in the pattern because it wastes a lot of fabric. I tend to do my own layout and play pattern Tetris and try to preserve as much fabric as I can, so that I've got enough left over to make a top or something, you know, a smaller project. So yeah, anyway, I've waffled on for like 6 minutes. I need to just shut up and get some breakfast, fuel myself, and then maybe I can go and do the thing. Wish me luck. Just a reminder of the mess we're working with. Yes, hello Cleo. We need to move all of the excess stuff out of here now. it's not going well. What I've done is I've got myself squished in a space here, so I can't get... for some reason I thought I'd leave the chair in here. I thought there was more room than there is, and now the chair is stuck there. I need to somehow get it out and over this side. I have bulged up the carpet. That's because of that stupid middle leg. I should have taken it off. And I've also gouged a nice hole out of the wall. I mean, that can be touched up with paint. It's not too much of a problem, but I am kind of stuck and thinking I'm going to have to take the desk apart. And I really didn't want to do that, but I've got no option because I need to sort the rug out. And I can't lift that to pull the rug back under. I can probably lift it enough to get it under that central leg, but can I lift that to pull it under on my own? No, not possible. I'm going to have to at least take that end off. But it looks like it will fit. I mean, I'm not sure how much the door's going to open. Probably not enough. If the door won't open enough, I will swap it for my smaller desk, and the long desk can go and live upstairs until I'm ready to move the sewing room up there. Because really I only use my sewing machine and my overlocker. The cover stitch machine doesn't really get used at the moment, so that could just like live under the desk or something. Or go upstairs out of the way in its box until I'm ready to use it. Nothing's ever easy. This would be a whole lot easier if I had a man in my life, you know? I did it. I don't know how. Well, I do know how. I got down on my knees under the desk and lifted the desk up with my back and pushed the rug under the drawers, and then managed to get the leg back on because that fell off while I was moving it. But I'm very happy. The rug is back down where it should be. The chair is in the conservatory. I managed to shove it through there. And this fits quite well and I can get out of the door. So the plan is a go. Some of you may have been wondering how I was going to get my office chair out of the conservatory again. And I was wondering that, but not until I'd already moved the desk and then couldn't change it. So now I had to take the legs off. I can't remember. I think this is right. I'm trying to remember which side the lever's on. I think it's the right side. Okay, I'm going to have to look at the instructions, but I need to put the legs back on it. But at least I got it through. I didn't realise until after I had moved the desk into place, and then it was too late. It was stuck out there. There's enough room to get through the door, but just not with an office chair. So yeah, I'm about to put the legs back on my office chair, and then I'm going to stop for lunch because I am tired. But it's looking great in here. I do think this is going to work really, really well. I'm excited. I'm really excited. It's like a new room, and that's what I needed, because the old room just wasn't cutting it for me. It just wasn't doing what I needed it to do. There wasn't enough room. It wasn't inspiring me. This room now, I still don't like the decor, but that can stay for now. I'll redecorate. I can't get up. Okay, we're okay. Yeah, I'll redecorate when I move upstairs again. Hi, yeah, I'll redecorate when I move my sewing stuff upstairs, but for now, this I like how it's looking so far. It feels really spacious in here. Okay, lunch has been had. It is a bit later than lunchtime now. I need to build these because I've already got one Kallax, but I need a second one. I really don't have the energy for this, but let's just get it done, and then we've got a cutting table and we can actually cut out fabric instead of trying to scrabble around on the floor, which hurts our knees and back. Sorry, I'm just sitting down to do this. Speaking of backs, my back hurts. Yeah, so I need to do this, and then we can have a nice cutting table ready for cutting out fabric and making beautiful things again. Okay, close of play on day one. I have built this, which is the other end of my cutting table, along with the one next to it. This end will be the one that faces outwards. That's just my knitting stuff, so that can be sort of hidden underneath. This one, I don't know what I'm going to put in it yet, but it's always good to have more storage, isn't it? So, yeah, maybe I'll put some other patterns in there. The ones I haven't cut yet, and I need to get more folders for the ones I have cut. But this was a pain in the arse. Those cupboards are not right. I need to fiddle with the doors. But I don't know if you've ever built IKEA furniture. You know, you have to just fiddle with the screws in the hinges to move them around and get them to sit like level. I've been on the floor for ages trying to get them right and I can't get them right, so I'm just going to leave them for now. They function as cupboards, that's fine. I will sort them out eventually. They're such a pain. There's got to be a better way of making them. Like, you know they're all the same size. Why can't you just make them so that they're perfectly adjusted to fit in the unit that they're made to go in? They're all made the same size. Like, why? But anyway, this is as done as it can be for now. I've got legs, like a leg unit, if you see there. Like, that will go under the Kallax units to raise them up to hopefully cutting table height. So I've got two of those to put together, and then the table itself. And I've got some industrial strength Velcro, which is over here, under my tape measure. Heavy duty stick-on Velcro to keep the table attached to the units without damaging them. I didn't want to screw into them. IKEA furniture is not very sturdy. I mean, it's sturdy, but it is mostly made of, like, inside kind of looks like corrugated cardboard, and it's only around the edges where you can really put screws in and things, and where they've obviously put screw holes. In this middle bit, if you try to screw anything in there, as I just found out when I was trying to do the cupboard, there's nothing for it to go into. So it feels solid, but it's hollow. So when you put the cupboard in, you have to screw the insert, so the inside of the cupboard, into the side. And you have to measure it, and they give you a little device to measure it because it's slightly recessed back from the edge. So I measured it, screwed in, it couldn't get any purchase, so it wasn't attached at the top, so I've had to put another screw in closer to the front, just to keep it in place, because I knew that closer to the front it would be solid. So yeah, that's the annoying thing about IKEA furniture. It's great, but it's not very customizable if you're trying to screw into it in the places where you're not supposed to screw into it. So that's why I went for Velcro. And also it enables me to just take it apart really easily. I don't have to faff about with screws. I can just undo the Velcro. And if the Velcro peels off, it doesn't matter. I'll put new Velcro on. I've got a whole roll of it there. So yeah, this is the end of the day. And then we've got, let me turn you around, the long sewing desk here. Enough room to get out the door. I've got my studio light there, which will be good because I can turn it on and light up my sewing area. I've got Emmy here wearing my mariner top and starburst skirt. My shelf unit for my patterns at the moment. I need to come up with a better idea for those. I don't know what, but I'll think of something. I also need to change this because this is not my name anymore. I'm going to do that now, and then I'm going to stop for the day. So Yeah, hopefully I've got enough letters to spell Velvet Von Stitch. I don't know if they've given me enough V's. We'll find out. I was correct. There were not enough V's, but I used the little heart and I think it looks cute. So we're going with it. Day 2 in the Big Gemma house. I am back again. I've just been out in town with my sister to get a few shopping bits, and now I'm back and ready to finish what I started. So, sorry. I'm about to build these. I've got 2 of these, which are units that the Kallax will stand on to raise them to about this height, which is a good height, I think, for a cutting table. So yes, we're about to do this. Do I want to do this today? No, because I'm back at work tomorrow and I really want to just chill. If I just get this done, I want to get everything, all the cardboard out into the recycling bin, because the recycling is collected tomorrow. So let's just do this. And yes, so I don't know what I'm doing. These seem very small. Oh yeah, I did buy the right size. I was worried I didn't. Don't. Right. Why does everything have to be done on the floor all the time? That way. Honestly, my back is ruined. Ruined!
Ruined.
My back is ruined from doing all this stuff. But it'll be worth it in the end. There we go. Oh, they need to be screwed in. I think I should have probably done it up here. Because my back is compromised. My back is compromised, she says. Look at me, I'm like the hunchback. I forget to stand up straight all the time. Like my posture, not that bad if I remember to stand up straight, but the trouble is, when I'm like working, I get more and more like, eh. Okay, so I've put the things on the bottom. Now I need to lift this onto the frame. It's a good job I'm a strong woman, a strong, independent woman who doesn't need a man, because this is testing me. Probably shouldn't lift it on my own. Probably should have done this before I put the cupboards in. It's too late now. These aren't that heavy. Huh. Oh wow. So this is going to be my cutting table height. This is perfect. This is the perfect height for me. Oh my god, amazing. And I've measured, this is probably where it's going to be. So I've got room to get around. It's going to be tight, but this is how it has to be. I don't think there's room to put it across there. If I could put it across there, I would. I can move this bookcase as well behind me to give me more walking room, and that probably is going to have to happen. So we'll consider that in a moment once we've got the table done. So I need to build the other one of these to put it there, to put that one on, the other cabinet, and then I've got my tabletop to go on top, obviously. Yeah, I think this is going to be cool. It's going to be a great cutting table. My only concern, sorry, my shelf inserts have like slid back a bit. There we go. My only concern is that it's just going to take up so much room. Okay, so both of those are done. I now need to get the desktop out and put it on top. This is going to be tricky. It says don't use a knife to do this, but like, whatever. I need to get that up on top of here. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be heavy. Don't really know how to do it. Okay, that's up. Give me a minute, give me a minute. Whew. Feels quite claustrophobic in here. I'm here, sorry. Feels quite claustrophobic in here right now. It'll be fine. There's loads of space under the desk. This is good because this is my knitting stuff in this side. I don't touch that very often. Sorry, knitting and crochet, so that can live under there, and I only need to access it like when I feel like knitting or crocheting, which is not very often at the moment. This side, or the other end, this side, but the other end of it will be stuff I want to access, so I'll be able to get to that. But underneath that space I can store stuff. So if I put the bookcase here, underneath here, I can put my big plastic tubs of scraps under there out of the way, and my big plastic tub of wool fabric that can live under there, just out of the way. I mean, I will see it, but I could always put a curtain along the side of the table, the other side, so you can't see what's under there. That would be good. But yeah, I'm happy so far. But I need to move this in. Oh my god, look, I've got a cutting table! I've got a cutting table! This is amazing! Just need to jigger about with it a little bit. The wall's not straight, that's the problem. Alright, fine. Wall's not straight. What we'll do, we'll put the cabinet not straight. Yeah, once I'm happy with this, I will Velcro the tabletop to the table. But this is brilliant! I've got a cutting table! How long have I... And it's not going to hurt my back. Look how high it is. I'm so happy. I could honestly cry. This is the best thing ever. I've needed this for so long. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. This is amazing. It's just like the best thing ever. I can cut out all my big projects now. I'm so happy. I am so happy. Like, I love it. I actually love it. This is such a game changer. Look how much fabric I can spread out. Like, the whole span of my arms. It's not going to be hanging off the edge anymore. I'm so happy. Okay, I need to tidy away the rest of my stuff. Amazing! I can like hide everything under it. It's brilliant. I'll be back when everything's done. One last thing I'm going to do. I don't like these little handles. I'm going to change them for these. Just a little tip for you. Took five minutes, if that, and they look much prettier. These ones were from HomeSense, so TK Maxx. They often have packs of 6 in there. I buy them every time I see some pretty ones. I just buy them because I upcycle furniture a lot. So yeah, love them. So here is my Halloween 2025 costume that I never made because I was sick. Daphne, but make her curvaceous. I'm actually really happy with this. It's I used the Charm Barbie dress and skipper skirt, and I shortened it to sort of like mini length. And I just sort of created some colour blocking by slicing the pattern and adding seam allowance, and I'm really happy with it. I think it's come out really, really well. So I used this crushed velvet from Minerva in a lilac colour. This was some silk charmeuse, I think, in chartreuse colour. And yeah, I just sewed it into a square to make a necktie. And then this wig is one that I've had for a while from Annabelle's Wigs. I really like it. I think it's cute. It was fun. It was a quick make, and yeah, I'm happy with it. I actually really like it. So, and it feels very Daphne. Like, I don't think anyone would not know who I was. I think it's pretty obvious. So, shame I don't have a Scooby with me. I could use Cleo. She's sitting on the sofa. 2 gingers together, we might get a bit competitive. But yeah, Daphne from Scooby-Doo. And now I really need to get on with some non-holiday themed sewing, because I've done my Christmas dress almost, and I've done my Halloween one, so I'm a bit caught up now. Verdict on the cutting table. It's amazing. Like, cutting out that pattern earlier, it was stretch velvet, which, as you know, is quite difficult to sew. Sorry, my hair's a mess. I haven't done much today, I've just worked. And I was cutting out that pattern in my lunch break. But yeah, as you know, stretch velvet can be difficult to cut and sew. And having this table to do it on just made it so much easier. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that it took me so long to do this. And now it's here. It's like, the best thing ever. Anyway, I managed to cut out a project I've been procrastinating for ages, so that was good. I've had a parcel, and I just thought I'd end this video on a little parcel note. So I bought this from eBay because I'm doing something this month, February, that I've seen other people do, called Finish It February, and I really want to take part in that. Oh, that's just paper. I really want to take part in that, and there was something, I've been putting off a lot of projects, finishing them, including this one, because of one particular job that I hate, levelling the hem. I despise it, and I don't bother with it on most of my projects. That's really bad, isn't it? So I bought something off eBay to help me with this process. Is there anything else in there? No, just a load of cardboard. I'm hoping everything is here. I've got a feeling I'm missing something, which will be really annoying if I am. But it is the Singer skirt hem marker. So the chalk hem marker. It is missing the stand. There's supposed to be a stand for the ruler. I specifically bought one that had the stand with it, and now it doesn't. I'm so annoyed. Well, this is a bit of a rubbish note to end on, isn't it? I'm an idiot. The stand was in the box. Thank God I didn't go onto eBay and be like, oh, you didn't send the stand. Let me show you. Look. This is the stand. It was in the bottom of the box, and there's the little puffer, and it attaches there. The chalk, you take this off and turn it upside down to put the chalk inside, and then this is where it puffs out. Puffs just a line of chalk onto your dress or your skirt, and that's how you know where to cut it. And you can do it while you're wearing it, and you just spin round slightly and just puff, puff, puff as you're turning round. Yeah. I'm really happy with this. It's genuine, like 1950s. I'm so happy to have a little piece of like history here. You know, like this is the best way I can think of to mark a hem. The old ways are the best ways. So excited to try this.